Now we're going to talk about eyeliner, or lining your eyes with shadow, pencil, gel, whatever you want to do. So first off, we're going to start with your typical eyeliner brush. This is the MAC 210. It's got a very, very small, I don't even know how to describe this. It's just a very small pointed brush. This is really good for if you want a tight line. And for those of you that don't know what tight line is when you line your waterline on the top. So your waterline on the bottom is the skin, the rim of your eye right here, and your tight line is the one on the top. So this is good for if you want to use like a cream or a gel eyeliner to tight line, so it can really get in there. Or if you want to apply eyeliner even on your lower lash line, whatever, but it's really good for applying like a cat eye like I'm wearing today. Because you can take this from inner to outer corner, and then once you get to your outer corner, flick it up, and then, you know, however you apply your cat eye or whatever you call it. So the MAC 210 brush is perfect for that. Next, this is by Ulta. It's the professional flat eyeliner brush, and as you can see, it's just a flat, short, dense, stubby, thin brush. And this is really good for applying either gel, cream, or even a shadow on your lower lash line, which is your lash line is like right up underneath your eyelashes. So you want to put the brush under your eyelashes and kind of rub it on that, not your waterline, your lash line. Or if you want to, you can even use this if you're using a brow product for your eyebrows. This is really good for, you know, stroking on those, you know, those hairs to really fill in your eyebrows. And it's also really good for applying liner on your top lash line. I even use it to wing my eyeliner out. Because it is a flat, you know, straight line, I can just press it on my outer corner and just kind of stamp where I want it and then pull it, which will create a straight line, and then I can fill it in from there. So it's perfect for applying cream and gel eyeliner on the top. Angled eyeliner brush. This is one by e.l.f. and it's called the angled eyeliner brush. Basically it's just like the MAC brush, except for it's got an angle, and it's really good for, you know, if you need to set your elbow down, or, you know, you want more control of where the brush is going. Because of that angle, you know, you can really apply your liner where you want it to be. So yeah, angled eyeliner brush, sorry. Okie dokie. Next is this type of flat tapered type of brush here, and this actually came with the Maybelline Eye Studio cream liner, and this is really good for applying cream eyeliner because of its shape. It's really flat, it's tapered, so it's got that kind of point to it, so you can, you know, run it here. You can even apply it on your waterline, your tight line. It's really good for applying on the top. You can use it for anything. Next up is this Sonia Kashuk brush number 122. This is a pointed pencil brush, and this is really good for using powdered products. I don't really use this for cream, but hey, to each his own. To each his own, not home. To each his own. What I do is I dip into my powder, and I can use it to trace along wherever I want it to go. You can even use this if you want to do a cut crease, you know, which is a really precise defined line in the crease of your eye. And you know, many brands sell these type of brushes. So yeah, this is the pointed pencil brush, which is great for applying shadow as a eyeliner. Next are lip brushes. This is another Jane Doe. I don't know, it came in a set, but it looks like this. It's really small. It's flat, but it's got these long bristles like this, and it's really good for applying your lipstick, or even just, you know, feathering your lip liner down and kind of blending it onto your lips. And I have another one here by BH Cosmetics. It's really small, really flat. And the only time I really use these is when I'm applying a red, excuse me, that was so rude. When I'm applying a red or like a berry type of lip. And because I use that, the reason I use that is because I want a really precise line when I'm applying a dark lip. I don't know, it's just something I do. I don't know if there's any rules behind that, but it really gives you that precise, defined line around your mouth, so you can really put the product where you want it to be, so that you know you can set it so it doesn't move and bleed and fade into the creases and lines around your mouth and that sort of stuff. So yeah, lip brushes are always good to have, but I don't always use them. Next, we're going to talk about travel size brushes. This is by Japanese, however you say it. It's number 664. It doesn't have a name, so travel brushes are really small, as you can see. This is kind of like a short shader brush, so it's great for applying eyeshadow onto your lid. You can use it to apply shadow on your lower lash line. You can use it to buff it out because it is so short. The bristles are so short. It is kind of dense, and it's, you know, the way it's packed into the ferrule, but this is a great brush, and I use it for many things. I apply highlight onto my brow bone with this. I use it to highlight my inner corner. You know, like I said, I have small eyes, small eyelids, so it's good for applying shadow on the lower lid, lash line, and all that sort of stuff. So travel brushes are always good to have, so when you travel, you know, they don't take up as much space. Next travel brush that I brought along to share with you is this cute little thing here, and this came with my Too Faced bronzer. My Chocolate Soleil bronzer that smells just like chocolate. Hello. But how cute is this little bow on here? Isn't it cute? So this is called the Petite Poof by Too Faced, and the reason I brought this to show as a travel brush, because it is very small. It's got a lid, and the brush is inside this, you know, kind of cap thing, and you slide it down, and it's got a tiny little contour bronzing brush inside, and it's so soft, and it's the perfect size to get in there and blend your bronzer out. You know, you can use it however you want, but I think it is just so cute, and the way they package this is so cute, so you don't mess up the bristles. So, you know, you pull it down, your brush comes out, you pull it up, it hides the brush, and you put the cap on, and it doesn't mess it up. So yeah, super cute, and I love the packaging. So travel brushes are always good to have. Now we're going to talk about eyeshadow brushes and how to apply shadow to your entire eyelid area, meaning lid, crease, brow, lash line, whatever you want to do. Applying eyeshadow to your lid, there's so many different kinds of eyeshadow applicators. I mean, the one I forgot is the sponge, but everybody knows what a sponge applicator is. If you buy makeup from a drugstore, it comes with a sponge applicator. That's that. You can use your fingers to apply eyeshadow to your eyes. Seriously, you can blend with them as well. So this is the MAC 239 brush. It looks like this. Sorry. It looks like this. And this is really good because it's small, and it's densely packed, but not so dense that you can apply concealer with it. And it's really good for just, you know, getting on that lower part of your lid and just packing on the color. You could probably slightly blend with this, although I would prefer a blending brush to blend with. But yeah, this is a great brush to apply shadow to your lid. So this is what I would call a small shader brush. Next up, this is by Essential Beauty, and as you can see, the brush is a lot longer, and it's flat, and it's very densely packed. And what I like to use these for when I really want to pack the color on, especially if I'm using something that's extremely shimmery, because shimmer shadows usually come with a lot of fallout. So to avoid all that fallout on your cheeks, especially if you've already applied your face makeup, you want to pack the color on. You don't want to wipe it all over the place, because then your shadow will fall all over to your face. So I like these type of brushes for using wet eyeshadows as well, especially pigments. I think these are great for applying pigments because they really pack the color on, and they're great for just pressing the shadow on. So yeah, this is what I would call a I don't know, just a regular shader brush. Okay, next up is this brush by Sephora, and it is their Professional Cream Eyeshadow Brush. So it looks like this, and it's very similar to the MAC 217, which is one of my all-time favorite brushes. I actually featured it in my monthly favorites, so if you want to check that video out, I'll link it down below. I did a video with Heidi. So anyway, the cream shadow brush is really good for using like paint pots or just cream eyeshadows in general, or if you're using like a not chubby stick, a eyeshadow pencil. You know, anything that's got that wet texture to it, it's really good for blending that out and putting it on the lid or wherever you need to put it. So yeah, this is the Sephora cream eyeshadow brush. Next is the paddle brush. This is one by The Balm, and as you can see, it is very, very wide and flat, and it's soft. So this brush here is really good. I usually don't use this too often because I have such small eyes, but for people that have larger eyes and a lot of lid space, this is really good for packing on the color because it's so big. I mean, you can just, I could probably press it onto my eyelid and get more than 3/4 of my eye covered. So yeah, this is the paddle brush. Next is my lovely, lovely friend. It is my best friend of makeup brushes, the MAC 217. This is an all-in-one. You can put color on your brow bone, you can highlight your inner corner. You can use this to smudge shadow underneath your lash line. You can use it to apply shadow on your lid. You can use this to apply shadow on your crease. You can use this to blend everything out. Whatever you want to do with this brush, you can do it. I mean, I use this sometimes to contour the sides of my nose. I mean, you can use it for whatever. Go get you one of these. If you're going to invest in any high-end brush, I would suggest the 217 from MAC. This is another Jane Doe, and it came along with the other Jane Doe that I bought from Ross, and it is a flat shadow brush like this, and I like to call this my defining shadow brush because it is so small. If I'm applying, you know, more than one color to my actual lid space, it's really good for just, you know, just really focusing on one area of your eye because it is so tiny. You can also, because it's flat, you can use it to, you know, apply shadow on the lower lash line and that sort of stuff. So yeah, I think it's always good to have a defining shadow brush in your kit. So yeah, this is Jane Doe. Next up, this is the 105 brush by Sonia Kashuk. I really wish their brushes had the names on them, just because I really wish they did. So anyway, I like to call this a smudger brush, but I use it for more things. One of the ways I use this is for applying a highlight, like really precisely on the inner corner, and applying shadow to my lash line. I also like to use this when I apply any type of cream or gel liner on my lower lash line. I like to use it to smudge it out. It's a great smudger brush. Next up is the angle brush. You can use this for eyeliner. A lot of people use these type of brushes for their eyebrows. Like I said, your brushes don't have to be for one particular job. They could, for cream eyebrow products, I use this to do my top lid for eyeliner. I use it to wing out my eyeliner. I use it to apply it on my lower lash line. I use it to apply shadow in the same ways. So this brush is a multi-function brush. Next up is the 202 Sonia Kashuk brush, and it looks like this. It is a pencil brush, just like the one I showed you from The Balm. Was it The Balm? No, Sonia Kashuk. No. Yes, it was a Sonia Kashuk brush. But anyway, this one isn't as pointy. I mean, it is pointy, but it's not like pointy, if you know what I'm saying. So this is really good for applying eyeshadow to your lower lash line or smudging it out. And it's also good for applying eyeshadow on your top lash line if you want to do like a real subtle, soft eyeliner look. This is really good for that as well. Next, I want to talk about a crease brush, and this is the tapered crease brush by Ulta, and it looks like this. And this is really good for applying shadow like really into your socket of your crease. This is more of a precise application brush in my book. It's really good for darkening up your outer V because it is so tiny, and it's tapered, so it's got that tiny point at the tip of it. So that is basically what I use this brush for, but you can use it for the MAC 224. And this brush I use this a couple different ways. You can use it for applying concealer if you want to. You can use it to use your under eye setting powder. I like to use this for applying a light wash of transition color in my brow. I also use the MAC 286 for that, but I like this because it's really fluffy, and there are so many different brands that make really good quality crease brushes. And I also use this to blend. So not only do I, I always have two crease brushes handy when I apply my makeup. One to apply a transition, my God, I can't fucking talk. A transition shade to my crease. And I have another one that I keep by my side to blend everything out. It's always good to have a clean crease brush when you're applying eye makeup so that you can really blend everything out and get that really blown out smoky eye that everybody wants to wear. Okay, now I'm going to talk about double-ended brushes, and this is just to throw in there because there are so many different kinds. This one is by Studio 35, and it's got a flat shader brush on one end and a angled liner brush on the other. Next up, this is the Give Crease a Chance by The Balm, and once again it's got a crease brush on this side and that paddle brush on the other side. Next I have another double-ended brush by The Balm, and just like the Sonia Kashuk brush, it has a really pointed pencil type brush on one end, and then it's got an angled liner brush on the Face Secrets, and it's a duo shadow brush. It's got an angled an angled eyeshadow brush on one end, which is really good for when you're applying shadow to your outer corner and into the crease. And then it's got a tapered crease brush on the other. And next I have a double-ended face brush. This has a concealer brush on one end and a foundation brush on the other. And this is another Jane Doe. I don't know where it's from or what kit it's from. Another double-ended brush that I have is by Sephora. It looks like this, and it's got a crease brush on one side, a fluffy crease brush, not a tapered precision crease brush, and it has a flat eyeliner type of brush on the double-ended brush that I'm going to show is by Revlon. It looks like this. I'm pretty sure y'all have seen this in numerous of videos, but it has an angled liner brush on one side and a smudger type of brush on the other. And the reason I'm showing this is because these type of brushes are great for travel because you're getting two brushes in one. And lastly, but certainly not least, I'm going to talk about accessories for your makeup brushes. First, I'm going to talk about a bag. This bag here, it's just a makeup bag, but it's from Clinique, and it's a good way to store your makeup brushes, just to keep them protected and out of the, dust and stuff, and yeah. Obviously makeup brush holders and jars, and this little tiny brush roll. This is great for traveling if you're just going somewhere for the weekend. So it looks like this, and this came from MAC, and it has this little flap which will protect the brush hairs, and it just rolls up like this and ties in place like so. Next up I have another brush roll. It's a little bit better than the last one. This one is from BH Cosmetics. And the reason I say that is because it holds a lot. See, it says BH Cosmetics right here. It holds a lot more brushes than the last one. This is not real leather. It's faux leather with that, what do you call that? Alligator print, whatever. So I like this because it's got this like plastic lining on the flap. So if you have actual makeup products on your brushes, it's not going to ruin your brush roll. So it looks like this. I hope it's all in frame, because I can't see right now. And I like to use this when I'm traveling because I can put face brushes, eye brushes, whatever kind of brushes that I want to put in here, I could put in here. I mean, that other brush roll only held like 5 brushes, I think. So yeah, this is really good for, long travels and things like that. Or if you just want to store, like if you have a really expensive brush collection and you want to keep it out of the elements in the air, it's good to have a brush roll. This is the little baby brush holder thing. And this one came from Caboodles. It came with my Caboodles set of makeup bags and like personal hygiene things. This has a Velcro closure, and I would say really honestly this would be good if you're the type of person that likes to keep makeup brushes in your purse. I personally don't. Anyway, this is a great little brush case thingy for on the go. On the go brush case, that's what it's called because that's what I'm calling it. Okay, and last but not least, this is from BH Cosmetics, and this is a brush belt. So it's got the flap here, if you can see, and this holds a large area, or this holds a large amount of brushes. As you can see, I'm sorry, I'm having a hard time getting this in the frame, but this is really good for if you are a makeup artist, or you know, you just like to freelance and apply makeup on different people. So it has this strap here, and it's got a buckle closure like so, and you can put this, you know, around your waist, you can put it on your arm, however you want to wear it, put it around your neck, I don't give a shit. But basically this is good to have if you're doing makeup on somebody else, is what I'm getting at. Alright guys, so that is it. That concludes this video on everything makeup brushes. So please give the video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I will start a series on my makeup. And I'm not going to do all of my makeup all in one video because that would just take way too long. So anyway, I hope you all enjoy the video. Please subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Alright? Deuces.